Alright, now I've got a birthday cake. Later on tonight, we're going to invite everybody that's got a birthday to come up and kneel around the table. Every other birthday, you blew on the cake. This birthday, the cake blows back. That happens later. First, we've got to discuss aerodynamics. If you want food to fly, you must propel an aerodynamic piece. So you need two things, fuel and a nose cone, shrapnel. Now what is a good rocket fuel that will explode real good? Cream of mushroom soup. It's that feeling you get when you've had a cold and then it just drops out of your nose and takes your eyeball with it. Now around that you put, not now, we're discussing it. I need to make 10 or 15 explosive pies. You have premature plastic. You're losing style points. You don't wear your rubber to ring the doorbell. That ought to be crocheted frame. Now when you put something around there, it needs to be a hard little aerodynamic thing that can fly good. Like whole kernel corn. I'm pouring out the liquid into my little dish of rice down there because I don't want to ruin my gooey. Wet goes flat, gooey goes up. So I'm going to put the corn around the edge. Corn I like because it stays yellow all the way to the wall. Mustard turns into mayonnaise before it gets there. I want different colors for your experience tonight. I want to give you visual images to carry with you the rest of your life. You know, when you die and your life flashes before your eyes, I'm going to be there. Now, you cannot make a pie out of Rice Krispies. If you were to try to propel these rice, you're flinching for Rice Krispies! What do you think, you're going to have bruises on your face? What will I tell my friends? Tell them you were attacked by a gang. There was 3 of them. Peyton, look at Snapcrackle Pop. They're gay. These are gay guys. Look at him grinning for no reason. If you ever pour milk on a guy and he grins like that, run. Now, because we have Mexicans in the area, they have Mexican food at the grocery store. This is cactus. Did you ever look at a cactus and go, mmm, let's eat that? Well, Mexicans do. They cut it in long strips and then pack it in what appears to be iguana snot. Now, if you smack this gently, it'll hang from the lights like a T-Rex sneeze. That's in the show. Every night I try something new, and then if it gets a good reaction, it's in the show. Now, because I made fun of homosexuals, I'm going to make a pie with this fruit cocktail. Now, why do they put the instructions for being gay on the can? It says right there, cocktail. There's no picture, but it's pretty clear. In Hemi syrup. That's what it says right under there. going to make American pies here. I've got spaghetti-o. Now the tomato sauce explodes and then the little O's go flying. Now do you think one's going to be enough? No! That's why I want two. I've done shows with one and it wasn't quite enough, and I said, well, I'm going to get my shit together before I get to Salina. So that's for Italians. In case there's any Germans, I've got sauerkraut. Now, sauerkraut does not go by my rules of having two things, one gooey and one aerodynamic, but if the ship flies, it's in the show. Plus it stinks, and I like that. I like I'll hit something sweet, and then I'll hit something stinking, and this will screw up your nose. I've got red syrup, because here's what I'm thinking. Let's sing the national anthem, and on the rockets, red glare. Isn't that going to be pretty? Look at that. Yeah. The bombs burst. What? The bombs what? Burst! Is one going to be enough? Not if you pour half of it on me, it ain't. That's what you're saying. It's going to be beautiful. I'm telling you. This is what you want in your life. Now, cottage cheese flies good if you just leave it in the package. It's like a bomb. That some bitch explodes. Now we can take a pan and put the cottage cheese in it and just see what goes further, cottage cheese in a pan or cottage cheese in the package. But I also got tofu. See that? When the hammer comes over the top, there won't be anywhere for the pressure to go. It'll build up, build up, build up, so we're going to lose an ear. Now, because we do have China people here tonight, I have the choy bean sprouts. Are there any China people? I'm going to put them in with the queers. San Francisco treat! Now, I had a heart attack and the doctor told me that I'm supposed to drink the silk soy milk every time I want my caffeinated drink. But this stuff tastes so terrible you don't mind dying. So I'm going to smack it tonight because I found that if you smack what you hate, it goes further. So, let me put these pies back here and have them ready, see? Women like that. If you have an agenda, you've got an idea how the party's going to go. They hate it when you don't know. You say, will you go out with me? And they say, yeah. And they say, where are you going to take me? I don't know. See, men they don't think, well, you might not have said yes, so I didn't want to have to think. If you weren't going to go anywhere with me, I don't need to plan it. Let's see now. I'm thinking of something new for tonight. I saw LeBron James, and he does that. Of course, he runs away before it hits him. I thought, how can I make a dry pie fly? Because if I put it in any of these other wet pies, it's just going to make biscuits. But I got this head of lettuce, and I cut. Now, you're not afraid of lettuce, you little wimp, shut up. I cut the heart out of this head of lettuce so there's some place to put the flour in the head of lettuce so that the lettuce leaves will go flying and leave little trail behind it. I'm just thinking, if it works, good. If it don't work, shit, look where I am, Salina. Who's going to hear it? There we go. You know, Emerald Lagasse steals a lot of my stuff. When he goes bam, ain't fooling me. But he ain't doing this recipe, I'll tell you that. In fact, the fat people are looking at me right now saying, if that's somebody's deep fat fries, then I'll have a salad. Now, you probably saw over the years, whenever I did Sledge-O-Matic, I put an apple between two pans. I love to say between the pans. But that wasn't the way you really should hit apples. What you need to do is cut them up ahead of time with little sharp corners that can hurt. Then you put applesauce in a hole in the middle. So the applesauce will propel the pieces of apple until somebody gets hurt. So that's how to do an apple pie. I'm telling you, because I could be dead tomorrow and I still want you to have a fun Sledge-O-Matic party. Green corn in the middle. Yeah! Whole kernel corn around the edge. Now if you don't want to fart with all this, you can just use mashed potatoes and rice like I've got down there. And we'll have that later too. White. The white against the dark, so you'll be able to see it. Don't hit dark colored beans. And you won't be able to see them coming at you. Now, if you're using your plastic and you think it's going to protect you from honey, forget it, Peyton. It ain't going to work. Honey is so thick it'll just wrap the plastic around your head. So pick an expression you won't mind having for a couple of days. Because your head's going to be a candy apple. See how pretty that is? Isn't that pretty? It is. All right.